Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Wow, this Sins reading is really getting a lot of great reaction, and what a reading it is. So, I saw your request to do celebrities. I will get to that this weekend. I was thinking something like Celebrity Sunday or something. We'll do them all, Brad and Angie, J-Lo, the Trumps, all of them. And I'll probably do those on the other channel, but I'll let you know once they're up. I'll probably split them. The political ones I'll put on that channel, and the more celebrity ones I'll put on this channel. And I really love this reading. A little bit of a tweak, and that's what I love about tarot. It is a living language, right? I mean, just imagine if we were just stuck in what was, you know, many years, like kings and queens, and they wore those outfits and the meanings of it and whatnot. And thankfully, tarot is a living language. Quick reminder here, there's no such thing as the tarot police. So you can make it your own language. It's your own intuition. It's the universe talking to you. And the universe talks to you through pictures. It doesn't talk to you through words. And I'm going to show you a quick example of that. When I say the word car, do you see a car, or do you see the letter C-A-R? So the universe talks to us in pictures. Our brain talks to us in the words we speak and the thoughts that we think. So we're the ones who apply words to images, and that's, a different language, right? The word nova in Spanish means no go. In Latin, it means star. So that's another reason why the universe talks to us in images and not words. So anyways, I digress. I've tweaked this a little bit at the a suggestion of a great viewer, and there is no deceit in the original 7 deadly sins, but the one I was missing was greed. And so I thought, you know what? Mercury is greed, because Mercury is you're greedy for earthly assets. You want to manifest money, and also Mercury is commerce. Also, Mercury is the trickster energy. Mercury is the person who will sell you snake oil. So through communication and intellect, using smart ways and means, you get what you want from the other person, and you're greedy for what that person has. And that's why you kind of become a shyster over it. So this is your snake oil salesman. So just to reiterate, I'm keeping everything else the same. Moon is envy. Mercury is now greed instead of deceit, which is kind of the same thing. You're deceiving people to get what you want. Venus is lust. The sun is pride. Mars is wrath. Jupiter is gluttony, and Saturn is sloth. All right, so let's get to our reading. So today I am doing King Charles and Queen Camilla. What are their sins? What are their sins? What are their sins? And I'd like to take this moment to thank everybody for coming to my defense. Sometimes I honestly take some of this criticism, to heart, and I really shouldn't. I should put my Easter egg on, and, if you don't like it, go pound sand. I mean, honestly, I wish I had that attitude, but I'm too soft-hearted in some ways, and I do take things to heart sometimes. But if I get my Aries up, and you say something to me, you're in trouble. Trust me. Just ask my husband. All right, so let's talk about the moon envy. So King Charles, what does he envy? I can't imagine King Charles would envy anything. Wow, 8 of Pentacles. He envies people who can do what they want for work. He envies people who have mastered something that they love to do. And I've done that reading on Charles before. I think it was with the planets, that he wishes he could have had a different path in life, that he wishes he could have done what he wanted to do. And I don't think being a king is what he wanted to do. I think, I think he would have loved to been like an organic gardener or a painter or something a little bit more spiritual like that. Um, isn't that funny? He envies people who have mastered what they have done. Also, he wasn't allowed to be king until deep in his 70s when most people are retired and they have mastered what they have done. I feel like he feels like he doesn't have time to master what to be a king, to be right. His mother mastered being a queen. I feel like he envies people who have time and to master what they are doing. And, he's mastered being a royal, but has he mastered being a king? Not quite. All right, so let's see under greed, under Mercury greed, Page of Swords. Very interesting. The media. Maybe he envies people who can say what they want. Maybe he envies people who, right? Because Page of Swords is in my reading is the internet, and it's research because you do research on the internet. It's talking on the internet. It's information exchanged on the internet. And look at this Page of Swords is looking back at this envy. I'm thinking that because, as I said, when I've done this reading, that we're going to work with. Oh, I better cover this up. You never know when YouTube's watching. I've said that court cards are people. So I'm wondering under Page of Swords, so who would that be who's younger than him? I'm wondering if that's William, right? Because I read William as King of Swords because he's on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer, and there's already so many cups in this family. And I'm wondering if he is a little bit envies that William, his family is together. He's got, a wife. They've got a solid marriage. I wonder if in some respects, not that he envies his son, he's not, but with this greed here, I wonder if he is, that he has something like, I wish when I was younger, I could have chose the person I wanted to marry and chose my life. And maybe he's a little bit, this is weird. Why would you be greedy for, maybe he's greedy for his youth. Maybe he wishes he could have done something different. This page is looking at this. That's why I'm worried about that he maybe has some regrets of things that he did when he was younger. Maybe he regrets how he handled the media, writing that book. Maybe regrets the way Diana came out and admitted all the affairs and whatnot. And he wishes he would have mastered that a little bit better in his youth. All right, under lust. Oh, secrets. Secrets is intuition. I think he wished, like under lust, he lusts for the secrets to remain very tight and closed. And I think that's one of his big fears. And I think that's the blackmail that's going on in that family. I mean, this, like I said, the majors are showing which sins are activated. So I think we've got here secrets. He actually lusts that his secrets remain hidden. So and about partnerships, right? This is love and partnerships. He's got a lot of secrets in there, and he actually goes overboard to keep those secrets tight. And that actually guides him in a lot of his decisions. Is, oh, we can't do this because that would release that secret. That's top of mind for him, the high priestess on the empress. So this is especially secrets about his mother, especially secrets about the women in his family. Yeah, I think we've got something here that maybe the interesting high priestess is here, and this is what he's mastered. Whoa. Yeah, he's got a lot of deep secrets that he wants to keep secret. And one of them might be he doesn't want to be king. He'd rather not. And also Scorpios, man, they love their secrets and their privacy. He may be going overboard with that, and you become blinded by that lust to keep your secrets, that you can't see the whole picture. You're focusing in on you have to do everything to keep these secrets. Under pride, the Hierophant, that's the royal family. This is the first royal to get that. So under pride, he takes his royal duties too seriously. And that, I mean, come on, that's how you grew up. So we've got, look at this, keeping the royal secrets is his blind spot, really. Can't really say that's a sin. That's the way he was raised. Is it a sin to keep your family secrets? It depends what they are. Is it a sin to be the way he was raised as a royal, as a prince, as the heir? I think in some respects he may overplay this, with that being pride, with being the royal family and the king right now. He might be overplaying it. He might be telling everybody, hush, I'm handling this the way I want to handle it, because he's got some secrets. I think even his wife doesn't know, his mother doesn't know. I think he's keeping a lot of secrets. This is very typical Scorpio, very typical Scorpio. And I'm thinking this is why he wishes he would have had a different path, that he could have just picked like I believe he was interested in architecture, maybe a landscaping architect. I mean, he took that High Grove. The garden was a mess, and it's absolutely stunning now, and a lot of it is his design. I'm not going to say the sweat of his brow, but he did do a lot of it hands-on. And I'm thinking that's why he's envious, because these secrets are really heavy, especially when you have to keep them so quiet. Let's see what his wrath is. His wrath are those two that moved on. Whoa. He this is moving on from a really stressful situation to a more peaceful stress situation. But this is those three, right? Because they left with Archie, and I think with this card here, with the wrath, and because it's only a 6, I'm getting that he's finally getting over that. He's finally getting over that and starting to move on from that wrath. But he was very angry, very, with wrath, with Mars, and these three, when they left, it created a lot of stress. And again, I don't think they left. I think they were kicked out because of her shame. Look at this, is shame. And Harry actually stayed behind, did the Sandringham summit, and then followed them. And I think he's now moving on as well. This might have been a 10, and now it's down to a 6 because he's got other things on his mind. Let's see, what's his gluttony? The Chariot, William, being in control. Look at his strong major arcanas here on being the royal, being the king, being the leader, holding the secrets. I think and rightfully so. Please don't think I'm taking anything away from him. He was brought up royal. He was brought up to this position, and he is actually, with this gluttony on it, he may be overstepping his boundaries a little bit. Like, I'm hearing, I'm king, and this is the way it's going to be, and hushing people and telling them how it is, even though his advisors might be saying, you really should remove their titles. You really should remove them out of the line of succession. And he's like, shut the hell up. I'm king, and I'm going to handle it. You know what I'm getting a picture in my mind? Remember after his mom died, and he was signing a paper and the pen wasn't working, and the way he threw that pen and the anger in his face. That's what I'm seeing right now. And it's like, and I think and in some respect, look at how I'm talking. I'm getting more fierce and angry as I'm talking. I'm picking up this energy. And I think this is where he's stepping in. I'm king. I'm going to be king. My mother did this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to hold this until the end. I think that's his pride. His pride is how his mom was sick and how she worked until hours before her death. And I think that's where his gluttony is also the same, is that he is going to be king. He is maintaining control. Also, there's something here about William. Maybe part of his gluttony is maybe he is leaning on William a little bit too much, waiting until William is king to handle some of this stuff. I've got a son who's quite capable who can look after this. Right now, I'm king. You either listen to me or you're out of my court or what. I don't know what kings do these days. But I'm getting he's being very stubborn about it. Look at the major arcanas on these, and it's like if I can't do what I want, well, this is where I am. This is where you wanted me to do. Now you've got me. Deal with it, Scorpion King. And like I've said before, I've got so many Scorpios in my life, and when they get their tail up, there's no getting that tail down. They get stubborn, and they're a fixed sign. Remember, they're a fixed sign, and you can't move them. You simply can't. Just like the chariot, he has no reins on those sphinxes, and he controls them with his mind and his emotions. And scorpions can control you. They say that scorpions don't love; they possess. uh, Anyways, sloth. Let's see what's going on. Sloth. This will be interesting because he's Wheel of Fortune. Look at what he is dealing with here. He has the most major arcanas, 4. He is actually this is kind of sad for him. He should actually be in a more peaceful time in his life, but he can't be. He has to be king now. Sloth, Wheel of Fortune on the sloth. I think fortunate things have been handed to him and he's ignoring it. Maybe fortunate things such as people advising him what to do. This is a fortunate time. How many times have we read that Camilla has told him, take it easy? Why are you doing this? You are the king. You can, you're so fortunate. You have William, even though he's dealing what his wife is dealing with, he can easily take over some things. Also, I just got that this also could be Camilla as the under the gluttony is like he may be really leaning on her a little too much, which is interesting because even though she is holding it together, we have to remember literally she has a weak back. So when you're leaning on somebody too much, are you going to end up breaking their back? Figuratively and literally. So sloth on the Wheel of Fortune. I think things have been handed to him. Suggestions have been handed to him. Things that he could be doing and he's not. He's being lazy about some of these things. I know, isn't that a contradiction in terms? Like you're like, how can you be lazy about your Wheel of Fortune? Well, people can hand you things. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. This is exactly what's going on right here. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. This is exactly what's going on. What's the underlying here? Justice, another major arcana. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. He's pinned. I mean, to have 4 of the 7, even 5 if you count the 8 here. Wow, look at the clock agrees with me. I'm like, my stomach is in knots. Like I'm all tense doing this reading. Like I'm really picking up his energy, which is sad because really stress grows cancer. That's allegedly. There's something here. He's got a he's got a bee in his bonnet, and whoa. maybe he thinks this is the way to deal with these, and this wrath they're finally getting out of his hair. He's dealt like, I'm king. I don't have to take your calls. I'm dealing with this the way I want to deal with it. Everybody shut the hell up. And that was a reading I had just recently of him, asking why isn't he doing anything. He's like, what do you want me to do? Wow. Yeah, that was that reading. Charles, do something. And he's like, what do you want me to do? I really think he's relying on William. He's just holding control until William can deal with it, which is, I don't know if that's fair either. But we don't know. Maybe William said, Dad, just, look after yourself. I'll deal with it. We don't know if that's also happened, right? Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Charles, you're the king. Go relax. Go look after yourself. Live the last years of your life in peace and harmony, and with your wife and the children that speak to you and grandchildren that speak to you. And all right. Whoa. I really need to calm down. I've got my quartz crystal here. Let's do Camilla. That was intense. I don't know if you could feel that energy, but I didn't want to stay there very long, so I'm sorry if I didn't explain much more. Let's do Camilla. Camilla's sins. What's Camilla dealing with? What's the sins that Camilla is dealing with right now? What are the sins that Camilla is dealing with right now? What are the sins that Camilla is dealing with right now? Cards are ready. Look at that. Only one cut. Okay, on envy, she has the 7 of Cups. She's confused. And one day she's envious about this, next day she's envious about that, next day she has a lot of things to be envious about. And you're thinking, what the hell could she be envious about? Maybe she's envious about that what's happening with her husband is in public. Maybe she's envious about somebody else having good health. Maybe she's envious about her privacy. Maybe she's envious about their travel. They can't travel very far, etc., etc., etc. Maybe she's envious of people who have spouses who listen to them. There's so many things that she could be envious of. And it doesn't have to be material things. I'm getting that. I don't think she's envious of any kind of material good. She has everything she wants. I think she's envious of the choices that people have. People have a choice. I don't feel like doing anything today. I'm 76 years old and I'm going to watch Price is Right all day. Suck it. Bring me my tea. I don't know if she has that choice. I'm 76 years old. I want to go to bingo and, in my slippers and drink coffee with my friends. And I don't want to go do that thing. I think that's what her envy is. I think her envy is that choices have been taken away from her rather than being envy of material goods. And also you have to remember Cups is emotions. So she's envious of things that, people can do that bring them joy, like saying, I'm just going to stay at home and let's do day drunk. She doesn't have, well, maybe she does, but, there's certain aspects that are expected of her. And I think she's envious of people who have that choice. Let's see, under greed. Wow. The Chariot. So is that William? Or is it her? Right? She's a Cancerian. So what would she be greedy for? Control. That's it. It's control. I can't see her being greedy for control though. Because that's what the Cancerian card is. It's being in control, right? You're controlling your mind and your body and your soul, and so you're in balance. So everything's going. You're actually in charge of your life when everything is in balance, body, mind, and soul. And what is she? Why? Let's continue on. I'm not picking up where that is. Or maybe she doesn't feel. Maybe she feels William's too much in control. because I don't think Camilla's in control. I honestly don't. I think Charles does what Charles wants to do. I don't think she's a control freak. I think she knows her limits when it comes to that. Otherwise, Charles would be resting on a beach somewhere, getting well, soaking up the sun. I think. I think. I think she'd have Charles just working on his health so they have longer time together. Let's continue to read. So, under lust, what does she lust for? Alcohol. I'm kidding. Recognition. Recognition. That's what she lusts for. Recognition. That's the Nine of Cups. And you think of all those are being awards of things that she's doing. Yeah, she's recognized as queen and she was on the coronation. But I think she lusts for uh, how well she's done, the awards that she's gotten, how emotionally stable she is. This is also can be a little bit of gluttony. It can be a little bit of alcohol. I'm not going to lie. So maybe she does enjoy that, maybe that's what she does last for you with the Seven of Cups is, I just love to stay at home and have a few drinks and leave me alone after a hard day. And maybe for whatever reason she can't. But I think she lusts for, like, this is partnerships, love, whatnot, right? This is Venus. I think she lusts for recognition from people of, how well she's done with what she's been handed and also how well she protects the secrets, because the Nine of Cups, you can't see what's behind this curtain. There's secrets how you came across all these awards. And I think she lusts for some wishes to come true. She has some wishes that have not come true. So she has some wishes that have not come true. So this is a strong card because this is a 9, not as strong as the 7, but we've got some emotional stuff going on here. And even with the Cancerian card, and that's moon and that's emotions as well. She's got some emotional stuff here. Where's her pride? Wow, Knight of Swords. Look at that, Knight of Swords attacking this way. I think her pride is she would love to attack some people publicly. The Knight of Swords is Knight of Words, so this is journalists, this is articles, blog posts, this is even media. So, maybe that's why she doesn't do too many interviews. Maybe she's afraid this will come out. Plus, our court cards are people. So, who's Knight of Swords? Who's someone young who is Aries, Gemini? Oh, no, not Aries. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, who is younger than her, that she thinks they're too proud. There's somebody in her midst that really bugs her a lot. And Knight can sometimes be male or female. I'm just trying to think. The only Aquarius I can think of is Sophie, and I can't see her and Sophie not getting along. Maybe she is. When you think about it, Sophie's the longest married in the family, the only one who hasn't been divorced. Maybe she is. Maybe there is something there with her and Sophie. Very often you don't see Edward, Sophie, Charles, and Camilla out and about. That's interesting. Because Sophie is, younger, of course, I think by 20 years or so. Well, at least 15, and that's considered a generation. What's her wrath? Oh, being exposed. That is typical Cancerian. This is so crazy that Charles and Camilla are both pinned, honest to God. I'm actually thinking under pride, she may think that Sophie's too boastful or too proud or too out there. Also, yeah, maybe it's because Sophie's the only original daughter-in-law. Sophie and Edward are the only ones out of the 4 that are still married. Maybe she thinks Sophie is bragging too much, or maybe she knows something about Sophie that Sophie shouldn't be all out there kind of thing. Interesting. So the sun here, let's get back to the wrath. I wonder if the sun is the S-O-N. Sometimes the cards are literal like that. And of course, we know what sun that would be. I wonder if there is something. Well, I did that reading that Camilla said it's Harry or me. And since then, Charles has had very little to do with Harry. And so I think she's still really angry at Harry. Honestly, I think this is S-O-N. I think she's very angry still with Harry, with the things that Harry has said about her. Let's see, what's her gluttony? Knight of Pentacles. She actually, this might be also food. This is Knight of Pentacles. This is no movement. This could be actually her back, no movement. And I think, though, she can't let go of what Harry did, because remember, court cards are people. Interesting, we have people here in Camilla's. I wonder if somebody said, I'm wondering here, actually going back, because I can't get that this is Sophie. I wonder if this is a media personality that said something when everything was going down. And because this is running towards nobody gives her credit for everything she's done, she may still, this might be like, an interviewer or somebody who said something about Camilla, that she's still kind of stuck on that. And yeah, because I don't think that's Sophie. I think that's a media personality or a journalist that said something, because it's going towards this. It's going towards this, and where she doesn't get enough, praise for what she did. And maybe she wants this person to reverse what they said about her and say, you know what, after 20 years, 25 years, I need to apologize to Camilla. This may be an apology that she will never get. That this is the pride, that she may still be stuck on something. And there was something about that they wouldn't go here or there because of what they said. Oh yeah, what was that? And they didn't go because Camilla was put to the back and they never apologized. And King Charles said he'll never go again. And it was shortly after that that they were engaged. That's what it is. I knew it wasn't Sophie. That's what it is. Okay, so here, when we get back to here, to the gluttony, she's actually, I wouldn't say she's obsessed, but she will not give up her anger towards, here's the anger towards Harry. This is definitely Harry. She will not give that up. She is adamant about that. You will not be able to move her off that horse. She's got this coin, this is my anger at Harry, and she's going to protect that at all costs. That's her gluttony. Also, there's something here to do with her back, because you can't move the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm thinking this is something to do with her spine. Also, pentacles are bones, right? They're the bones when you're doing health. I think there's something here. She may be not looking after her back, whatever she needs to do. Or she may be overdoing her back. I know she has that osteoporosis like her mother did. And I think there might be something here. She might be working a little bit too hard. All right. So sloth, Ace of Wands, she doesn't want to do anything. She honestly doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't want to start anything. She doesn't want to do anything. And that goes back to, look at the envy, that people have the choice. I think that she is like, honestly, Charles, I just want to rest. We don't need to do this. We don't need to go out and you're the king. And I keep getting this message from her that she just wants him to relax and let's just enjoy what time we have left. And now that I've done the whole reading, yeah, she's greedy, thinking that William can take over this. This is her greed thinking, and greed, you could say selfishness. That she's like, let's just, I know I married you and I knew one day you'd be king, but circumstances have changed. Let's let William take over and go live the rest of her life. She really doesn't want to start anything. She doesn't want to, yeah, because that's creation, right? The Ace of Wands is creation, creating things, start, go. This is going to run, the don't walk, run kind of attitude. And that's on her sloth. She doesn't want to start anything. Underlying betrayal, three of swords. So it looks like Charles and Camilla actually have a lot, which is kind of sad for their age. I was hoping they'd be a little bit more peaceful. But now I'm reading this, yeah, she's wishing for an apology she'll never get. And I'm pretty sure it has something to do with that. Oh, it was the wedding. That's right. It was the wedding. And they never got an apology that it was the sister's wedding. It's all coming back to me now. Honestly, I don't have the bandwidth to remember everything anymore. It was the sister's wedding that she was not able to sit at the royal table because they weren't, the queen hasn't officially recognized their coupleship. And then shortly after that, they were engaged. And the rumor was she told Charles, that was embarrassing. That'll never happen again. You either make me official or I'm out of here. And I think that's the apology right here. She's still sitting on that apology, waiting for that apology. And until she gets that, she's going to be stubborn. She wants acknowledgement for how well she has done with what she was handed. But yeah, so now that greed makes more sense. Interesting. Look at this. William and Harry mirror each other. Interesting. Yeah, she wants William to take over. Wow. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've signed up for the newsletter. The next one comes out on Monday, so you don't want to miss it. Get your week all sorted. And thank you very much for spending this time with me. And thank you for your comments and telling me to keep going with this reading. I love this reading. I think it's fabulous. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.